Or he, X23 is a male. I'm sorry, buddy. I did not know that. I wouldn't have called you X23. My apologies. Hey geeks, Arahli here, and thank you for joining me today as we play some more ARK on the Ragnarok server. I just want to make sure I mention something too before I forget. I've been exploring the last couple episodes here, obviously, since we kind of started this series with UTC or Fox or I've come myself. That's all kind of been inspired by Monkey Puzzle and BOP and B-Fun. Like, those guys actually started over on the server. This is actually, BOP is the one running this server for us too. And I don't know, it put a bug in me to get out here and do this. So I just want to say thanks, guys. That was a great idea. I'm really enjoying this series so far, and I'm really enjoying watching your videos too. So if you guys haven't checked them out, there are links for Monkey Puzzle and BOP down in the description below. B-Fun doesn't do any of the YouTube stuff with us so far, but he is crazy good at building stuff. So I know that there's supposed to be a surprise for us up in the snow someplace that I cannot wait to go see. But today, I thought we would show you guys kind of the mobile base thing that I've been kind of playing with. So Smitty here has a bunch of parts and pieces on him, so we can actually go ahead and get this going. I'm going to go ahead and just kind of move X23 off to the side. She's got some of X23 is a male. I'm sorry, buddy. I did not know that. I wouldn't have called you X23. My apologies. So they've got some pieces and parts on them. I think we've used some of them for the little temporary base, but this is mostly what we're going to need, except for, of course, all this stuff down here that doesn't make any sense. But most of this up here is what we should be using for today. So I'm going to go ahead and I've already cleared out a bunch of the rocks, hence all the stone and stuff that's down here that's all disappearing right now. I'm going to clear out some of these bushes and stuff and get the foundations laid. So the big thing we're going to do here is essentially use the triangle foundations we have and the regular stone ones here. And we're going to create ourselves kind of a hexagon to start with and then work out from there. So I think at the end, if I remember correctly, this ends up with like 12 sides altogether. So I'm going to get the base foundations laid out, and I'll bring you guys right back. Okay, we got the first one laid here, guys. I figured I would come back and show you the basic idea. I'm sure we've done this before, but just to be on the safe side, what we're going to do here essentially is build our hexagon right in the center, and that's going to be how we're going to start this off. So we should be relatively centered with this space. It's not perfect, but you know, it should work out okay. We can always back it up if we need to, but I think we'll be alright. So from each of these, you put a regular foundation outward. Oh, okay, not where that is. Can I go ahead? Oh, did you guys know that if you long press on one of the number keys, it actually shows you the information from it? I didn't know that. That's awesome. I don't know when that happened. So, yep, we'll just kind of branch out from each of these guys. It's funny because the waterfall, like over here right now, I'm getting like, I don't know, 40-ish frames a second. Over here, oh, it's fine now. It was like 17 for a second. Alright, so from here then, we end up actually filling in the rest with triangles. And then from that, I didn't bring enough with me. Let's grab some more. I think that we have enough on here for what we're trying to do across the board, I think. And I don't remember if I have enough of the other ones right now. I think we used a couple of them inside the building area over there, so I'm not quite sure. So that's our basic structure here now. Now I've already started the one next section. So then from that, what you do is each of the square pieces, each of the regular foundations, we're actually going to put 3 triangles on. Oops, triangles. And then now each one that was a triangle here becomes a regular foundation. So we're just going to kind of keep that pattern going. So now we're going to do 3 of the triangles and 1 of the regulars. And this is the layer that we're doing now is actually the last one we need to do for the mobile base layout kind of thing that I want to actually function with here. So it's not crazy big. It's big enough for us to kind of hide all the dinos that we're currently carrying around with us. And that's kind of it. And that's exactly what we wanted, though, was something just big enough we could kind of easily move through and be able to pick everything back up. Now, the only drawback right now is that Smitty is not quite, he doesn't quite have the weight he needs to. So that's our shape right there. Pretty easy. We're going to go ahead and put a doorway over on the side that's leading out this direction. Everything else is just going to be walls. So we're going to go ahead and get those going already. That's the ones that we had over here. 11 is probably too much for me to carry. I'm going to put them down here. And then all we're going to do now is kind of wall it in. Now, I'm thinking that I'm going to double check to see the weights and see if it's going to be much less weight or about the same weight if we do some doorways. Because one of the things, like, I love S+, but I don't like that there's no wood on the stone anymore. I really like the wood aesthetic that was on there before. So I'm thinking about maybe swapping out these pre-done walls that are 4 high. But, Stego, buddy, I'm trying to record here, man. I'm making an episode for the geeks. What are you doing? So, oh, are we out of them already? Okay, we are. So, I think that because I'd like to have some walls and some doorways, so they kind of look like they have windows in them too. Because right now this is a little bit plain, but we're just gonna check some weights and stuff because that was the idea, was just to make sure that we didn't go overboard with weight when we were doing this kind of stuff. So we should have to skip these 3 angled ones, and that should be where the door goes now. Is where those are at, and the rest should be on Smitty. Look, buddy, don't you walk in this, because once I get this up, these walls up, you can't come in. Alright, I'll take the rest of these guys. I'm so fat now. Okay. Man, that's the basics. So that's what we're going to do to kind of get things rolling for the inside. And now at this point, actually, I'm going to just bring the dinos in just to be on the safe side. To make sure nothing crazy happens to them now. It shouldn't make any real difference, honestly, but we'll be cautious. And now that all those walls are off Smitty, hopefully I can ride him again, because I was a little too big for him. Like, the two of us together weighed too much to be able to move. But this was, like, he's the biggest dino that we've been carrying with us so far. So, at some point, we might get ourselves a bear or a rhino to help kind of bear some of the weight with it, too. But until then, we should be good. To be honest, too, the bear or rhino wouldn't be bad because they don't have the crazy long tail. I love you, Smitty. Alright, so the next thing we're going to do is, let's go ahead and do our doorway next. And I'm going to actually put, now, you could do some things to make this snap. There aren't really snap points on the stone triangle foundations for, like, corners and stuff. But, to be honest, this is relatively easy to just kind of freehand in. I do want it to sit up at that level. So, like, see how that one wants to snap downward? I want it to actually go up a little farther anyways. So, you have to kind of move around a little bit to make it work. That looks pretty good, actually. But I do like to go the C and kind of back up. You can see it snapping to all the flat ones, but it doesn't actually do that for these guys. So you can see we got that one little lip where it kind of kicks itself up. It looks relatively straight. It's good enough for who it's for, so that's fine. We're going to put our door in. Alright, so that's going to be how the outside of this looks. Just a basic little place for us to kind of get in and out. Stego. I'm gonna get you. Mark my words. I'm gonna get you. He doesn't really look like he cares, does he? Alright, so we're gonna go switch these over to manual, because I don't want them to open and close every time I get near them. And then we will go ahead and get some of the other pieces and parts out here. So we're gonna need to have a bunch of ceilings, which that's probably gonna be more than I can carry. So let's go ahead and just do half of each of them. And then what we're going to do from here is actually build the next level up, which is going to go on top of the piece we have up here. So we're getting a little bit of fog here. So this is the bottom piece is going to be just a mirror of the top. So where you see the 3 triangles, we're going to have to do the same thing at the top with the 3 triangles. And unfortunately, you kind of have to jump a little bit to make this work. But you'll start with the actual square pieces. And once we get each of those up, we'll be able to snap the other pieces in place too. Just remember that when you're taking this down, you want to take out all of the triangles before you take out the rest of it, because if you don't, you'll end up breaking pieces like I did the last time I did this. Alright, so I'm going to go ahead and get this. I'm going to show you guys what we're looking at here, then I'm going to get the rest of this set. So from here, we can now snap in these pieces with a little bit of jump in here. So that's going to be kind of how we're looking for the rest of this setup now, is we've got those bad boys up there, and we're going to do that all the way around the outside of this piece now. So I'm gonna get that done, and I'll bring you guys right back. Alright guys, so I've got everything placed for the ceiling so far. I actually have our little rope ladder hanging right here as well, so we can kind of climb up and down easily. I'm a little encumbered right now. I was actually playing with something I think we might change up a little bit from the original design that I had laid out. So for the moment, we're going to go ahead and just put the stuff in this way. I can't remember if I had these facing in or out. I think that I had them flipped around. But the easy way to do that is to put out like a ceiling first. So like if we put a ceiling out here and then go ahead and put this in, it'll face inward for us. And then I can actually just pick that piece back up that's out there. So let me go ahead and grab my demo gun because that'll make this a little easier. And we'll just go ahead and pick this piece up. And then I guess I should probably put that back out there. Let's see about if we can do this, if it'll snap well the way we want without having to have that. Nope. So you can see how it's trying to face outward. Now you can press E to flip them, but that means it's actually changing on the snap point. So if you don't want to have the snap point be different, you have to kind of put the ceilings all the way around the outside. So I'm going to go ahead and put some ceilings out there for us to do that. Might as well just put these out like this. So I have noticed something kind of funny though. So you see how we got the straight line here? When I try to place these, like you can see how it's showing this, but it keeps snapping here. Like every time. So the only way to kind of get past that is on these sections here where it's actually the straight piece out. If you go ahead and put in the triangle pieces first, then most of the time the piece you have that goes here will actually snap like it's supposed to. So that'll give us the spot we need there, and then we should be able to just snap this one next to it as well. Should be in the operative term. Yeah, see, I'll have to put the other one in too. That's how it goes. ARK building is a little weird sometimes. So I can put that angled piece out here, and then the one next to it again, and then I should be able to put the straight piece in without it being a big deal. It is definitely easier though if you stand on one of the pieces, because it's one. Then it'll help snap it to the other part. See, that's what I should have known better than to say anything. Okay, let's try one more time with you guys here, and then otherwise I'll take this away. And actually, this piece that I put out here is the thing I was just playing with to see if I liked how it was going to look or not. So I might be adding this on anyways, this outer piece. So I'm going to probably have to craft a couple more materials because I didn't actually plan on doing that many pieces. I'll bring you guys back in a few. Alright guys, so we've got the walls in place now, and we've got our kind of deck area in place now, and we've got just the two entrances in and out on either side, and then it's just kind of a round section here. Now what we're going to do next is actually go ahead and put in our doorways here, and then from there we should be able to just put in some window frames for the center all the way around. Now we're doing this with the 2 high because we're actually going to use this to build the ceiling the way, the kind of the roofing ceiling stuff the way we want. So go ahead and get these all in place. And then I'll show you what we're doing for that stuff too. Alright, so now I've got our central column there, which is going to let us go ahead and place our ceilings, which we're going to have to go down and get now. So we can go ahead and put away this, and take this and this. And we're going to need a bunch of these. Is it too much to carry? I can walk. So we'll go ahead and go up the ladder again through our little doorway here. And then on top of this is we're going to go ahead and put in the triangles first, do the regular ceilings, and then all of the wood ones will follow after that. So let's go ahead and get these in. So this is the same pattern as the bottom, just kind of fits itself right on in there for us. And then what we should be doing from there is actually just building up on the outer piece, and we have to do a couple more out here as well. So we're going to go ahead and put this out off each of the straight pieces, just like we did on the actual foundations. Oops. Can I jump? I can. I've been so heavy from some of this stuff, I haven't been able to do that. Alright, that's looking good. And we're going to fill this section in, what's left, with the other triangles that we have. So just slide around the corner here and grab all of these. And I'm too short. So I'll go make 2 more of those, but I'll get you guys started on the next part so you kind of see. So let's go ahead and head back out here. So now we've got kind of that flat top started for us, but we need to actually start building up and down for the rest of it. So I'll give you guys a taste of what we're going to look at for that, and then I'll fill in the rest of these gaps. So for this now, we're going to go ahead and snap in, and this gets a little wonky. We want to snap that in there, okay? And then we need to actually do the same on the next one over. You can see there's a bunch of snap points for this, so it can get a little silly. And then they actually, in a relatively recent patch, added the ability to snap to ceiling. So we're going to go ahead and kind of get close to this one. And if you look at the next corner over and press Q, we should get the option to snap it in the direction we want. So, oh, you know what? I think our ceilings are a little off. So I'm going to take these back down anyways, because I got to put the other pieces up, and we'll kind of come back once I've got that filled in. We should be good to go, guys. Welcome back. So I actually had to take down the centerpieces because it was causing that weird snapping thing with the straight roofs again. But you can see now how we've got all of the angled pieces in, and then we've got our sloped roof snapped to like the window frames. So what we should be doing now is just going ahead and doing the sloped roofs kind of pretty much all the way around there. So go ahead and put these guys in real quick. They do like to try to snap to some funny points every once in a while, so you gotta watch with those guys. Can we still go in and out? Okay, we can still get in and out. And then we'll put this one here, and put this guy over there. Now we're good on that part. And then from each of the triangles, we should be able to put in our flat piece now. And then that'll keep our roofs in line. So you guys saw that we had kind of the weird height being different there before. And then we can just fill in these with our triangles. And then the last thing we have to do is fill in the centerpiece with the triangles too. That'll be the rest of kind of the basics for this section here. After this, it's really just us filling in the bottom with the different accoutrement that we're going to need to kind of keep everything working. So this will be kind of the living area up here. And then we'll have our doorways here. I might put some more doorways in. Like, yeah, maybe. Because it doesn't, like, it would be nice kind of at least to get out through the back side. Alright, we'll take a look at it. So, I'm going to put some torches and stuff in here. Let me go ahead and get out here real quick. I'm going to put some railings up, but I figured I'd kind of give you guys the basics of how the outer piece will look here at the top like this. And then I will bring you guys back once we're pretty much done, so you can see what's going on for the rest of it here. So, yeah, I dig it, though. I think this is kind of a cool little short silo-y deal, so we can kind of just move around where we need to. But I'll bring you guys back in just a few. Alright guys, we are done making the silo. Let's go ahead and take a look so you guys can see what we got going on. We got our fireplaces sticking out the top here. We've got a little roof. I actually put some ladders on the back to give ourselves a way up. So back this direction you can see we've got just 2 ladders, so we can kind of just slide back up there if we want to. And then inside, this is the upper layer. This is where our fireplaces and our beds are. Nice and cozy up here. And then if we go ahead and head down here, you'll see we kind of built ourselves a bit of a workshop as well. So we've got 2 refining forges. We've got ourselves 2 mortar and pestles. We've got a crafting table and a smithy. And then we've got an industrial grow back here and a preserving bin. Now, I need to make some gas, which means I can go ahead and light this up. And we'll get some gas rolling here. Put some more hide in there. Do I have any more hide on you, buddy? Okay, I do not. So I think the last thing we're going to need back here is going to be probably a feeding trough, so we'll be able to kind of feed these guys. And as much as I like Smitty, I think we might be looking for a beaver. Like, the tail is just killing me. So Smitty might be getting retired back to the bunker back in Scotland, and we'll find ourselves a nice beaver too. But so we've got our ladder that's up here. I'll go ahead and take you guys outside and see kind of what we're looking at from the outside. Let's go ahead and turn that off. So that right there, guys, that is the silo. It is a squat little building, nothing too crazy, but it's big enough to store most of our traveling dinos. So if we have our horses and stuff with us, we'll be able to kind of keep those guys in there as well. We've got ourselves a bit of a little lookout, so if we have a cool place like this, obviously, we can just hang outside and take a look around. And then inside are all the things we're going to need to kind of keep ourselves running. So we can stack a couple horses. I tested this out with the Fox, and we had 6 horses in here, the pig, and Smitty with no problem. So that's kind of our basic traveling entourage. And once we switch out for a beaver, it's going to be a lot easier because there'll be more space in general. So we might switch out for a beaver and maybe get a bear at that point, and that'll still take up less space and give us a lot more weight capacity. I hope you guys like this. I just kind of want to find a cool little thing we could build that we could just tear apart when we need to and just move on. So this is not too crazy heavy. It'll definitely be better on something like a bear that has a lot more carry weight, or a rhino like that too. But that is the silo. It is our little traveling home. So from this point forward, as we move from biome to biome and stuff like that, we'll be able to tear this piece down with us and kind of take it as we go. I may still, like I said, switch these over to have some doorways in here instead of just all wood, instead of all stone, to give ourselves a little bit of a little bit of vision outward from there. Let's go ahead and head back upstairs. I forgot where the ladders are already. Oh, back here. I should probably put a different kind of ladder up there. And this is a little spot we could actually land a bird or two if we decide to keep some of those with us too. But that is our basic look. I really like having kind of the odd symmetry for it too. It's really cool. Alright, there you guys go. That's what we're making. That's what we built. The silo. Alright, if you guys have enjoyed the episode, feel free to drop a like below. You can always subscribe for more content, and I will catch you on the flip side.